A very good afternoon to one and all present here. Welcome back. Now it's time for session 5, Basic Digital Forensics and Activities Demo. Now I request Professor Armugo Maria Devi, Department of CAT, Manomalayam Sundar University, to introduce today's resource person. Ma'am, please.
Good afternoon, one and all we gathered here. I would like to introduce our today's resource person, Phaneedhar sir. He is not only advocate director and also he is a chief forensic expert. He did MSc, LLB and LLM and PGDCLCF from National Law School of India University, Bangalore. He got certification from American Institute of Applied Sciences, and also he did PG diploma in forensic documents and fingerprint examination, and also additionally he got certification from American Institute of Applied Sciences and got training in PDD. And also he is a member of International Association of Identification, and also he's a member of International Association of Document Examiners. He completed training on personal data protection. He worked as a lead investigator in several high-profile corporate cases, and also he's deposed as an expert witness in all over 400 cases before the courts across India. He acted as chairman and managing trustee of Blue Evidence Foundation, and also he acted as advisor in International Association of Scientists and Researchers. Acted as also Board of Studies and Board of Examiners from the Department of Forensic Science for all universities, and also he acted as guest faculty and advisor for Law and Forensic Science Department for various colleges. He also acted as a resource person and keynote speaker for some international conference across India. He received a dedicated teacher award by Excellency Governor of Karnataka, and also he got best paper award for the research paper presented at national conferences related to forensic sciences. He also a professional membership in International Association of Document Examiners. And also he delivered a lecture at several institutions including Karnataka Police Academy, Mysore. Now I call upon Mr. Phaneedhar sir to deliver a lecture on Basic Digital Forensic Activities Demo section. Thank you.
Hello, welcome Mr.
I hand over to section 2, sir. Please, sir.
I am Professor Krishnan. Welcome, Mr. Phaneedhar. Yesterday, I was available throughout your session, but before I could talk to you, the program was over. Anyway, I welcome you today.
Sir, thank you very much. First of all, I thank the HOD sir, Dr. Krishnan sir, for having me here. I also thank Maria Devi madam for giving the introduction about me. I also thank all the department faculties and all the participants here for this participation. However, today we have a very important task on hand. Yesterday we discussed about the introduction of digital forensics on a very theoretical level. So today we are going to understand two different aspects of the examination. Aspect number one is the examination based on the data what we already have. The second aspect would be how to extract the data from different sources. So these two will be two different aspects to look at. So for all practical reasons, I would be very happy if participants here are also parallelly having the laptop. Okay, if in case you have it, you start using it when I give the instructions, or even otherwise, it's not a limitation for not having any laptop with you right now. So if you just participate in the whole session, I'm going to give you a orientation on how you can use the commonly available open source tools. So again, we have two different things here. One is the licensed softwares, one is the open source softwares. Question before us, for any kind of digital examination, should we only use the licensed version of the softwares only? Okay, first let me answer this question. the licensed version of the softwares are required exclusively for the purpose of code procedure. Why? Because the simple difference between the licensed version and the open source tools is that the licensed version softwares are something which people have, the community experts have agreed that this is a competitive software, this is a competitive tool, so we all will only work on these particular softwares. So when the community people have agreed to this, this becomes a community standard. However, neither Government of India or Supreme Court of India or any other courts for that matter has never tried to give that kind of judgment or a legal provision that examination has to be done using only NKS, FTK or magnet. So these are all the technical understandings. It is just the industry practice and not the legal statutes. Okay, so coming from this differentiation, we are going to use some open source tools today. These open source tools will get the job done. However, if in case you have a purpose, see, the moment I discussed about the first thing yesterday, the term digital forensics, the moment we discuss about the forensics, this is something definitely have to be looked at as a code procedure. So if people are working on this kind of requirement, definitely they have to be using a licensed versions or different tools available. However, so if you're using only for the purpose of information, okay, that you can use open source tools also as available with us right now. So on the internet, when you search for tools, digital forensic tools, you get a lengthy list of portals which gives you that which gives that clarity or the help that what all the forensic tools you can use it. Today in our session, we'll first discuss about the hash calculator, because the hash, including the explanation or the provisions given under Information Technology Act, the hash is explained as that of the file integrity or the integrity value of a particular file. So which means, suppose I claim that I have captured a photograph or audio or a video for that matter of a particular instance, and I am using that as evidence, and I want to give that copy to you because I only have one camera which I have clicked the photograph, and I want to give you a copy of it. How do I give you the copy of it? Let us do a small experiment here. First, let us have one photograph tested with the hash value. Second, we'll also send this photograph on the WhatsApp and check the file integrity of the WhatsApp sent photograph. So let's now take a photograph for the purpose of hash value. Participants, from now I'll be sharing my screen. Okay. Today we are using the hash standards of SHA-256. SHA-1 and SHA-256 can be used, but MD5 is no more a valid hash value. So the industry people, the industry professionals, we are no more using the MD5 hash value in our process of examination. We only rely upon SHA-1 or SHA-256. 256 will be the next generation. However, the portals, the softwares what we use will be very much prepared for the further requirements. And how do we download this? I'll just open the browser. And search the tool Volcano hash tool. There are many hash tools available on the internet. So I am using one of such tools which I find very convenient or colorful for the purpose of working on the cases or putting the information in our reports. So it's a simple tool. Okay, and once it is downloaded, this is the portal what we get. So let's load a particular file on this. It's presented. It's presented. File load karo. So participants, please understand, this is a job what we are doing it on already available data on your system. We'll further discuss as to how to extract the data from different sources. So what I did right now is I just loaded an image from my system. with a hash type requirement is SHA1. So it's going to calculate the hash, and I strongly recommend that the systems what you use for all these functions be the competent system. When I say competent system, at least i3, i5 plus processors, and with at least 8 GB of RAM is recommended. However, lesser the RAM capacity, the process might get delayed. On the screen, participants, you can see the hash which is obtained from this particular process for this particular file, okay, is this one. And for using this image in all my future reports, I should be also referring to this hash value. Today, when we give the report should also accompany this particular original image in a soft copy, matlab a pen drive or a CD. Okay, and that image should contain this as a hash value is what we try to communicate to the code. So if in case this image what you load to the computer, or the image what you load to the pen drive or the CD is a bit different than what you have examined here, there is a lapse in your process. The hash integrity has to be maintained for all your purposes. So hash is the file integrity which can be obtained for any kind of file or the folder, including the entire hard disk can also be obtained a hash value. So which means once the hash value is obtained for an entire hard disk, which actually means the data what is available in the hard disk collectively is going to give you this hash value. And one a fact about the hash value is that using the hash value, you cannot able to ascertain what file it is, what folder it is, what source it is. Hash value is just going to be one value for the said examined, the source. That's it. So it is not a encryption. Okay, encryption you can decrypt to get back your file. This hash value is not a procedure of encryption, but it is a complete different understanding the file integrity. So while we did this for the image, what we'll do right now, we'll take an example of a Word document. Okay. So when we take an example of Word document, a simple Word document, if in case you already have the tool installed on your laptop, participants, just use the same tool and pull any of the Word documents. Which will put I'm going to load a Word document, and once we get the hash value, but open that file. I am creating a test document and I am loading that on to the imaging, and this is going to be the format. Okay, please understand the content of this. Entire screen karo. Share the entire screen. Participants, when you have loaded the, one moment, I'm just having some technical glitch. One moment, I'm just correcting it. Okay. Meanwhile, when we are just correcting the the system once again, so the hash we will try to show you how in the Word document, once there is some kind of addition or deletion made, even if one single dot is added, or even if one single space is actually altered, the whole hash value will completely change. So that is the actual integrity of the file system. Even if small changes is done, definitely it is going to be changing the whole hash value. So additionally, there are tools for the imaging, and if people are using the laptop right now, in the meanwhile, also try to download FTK Imager Lite. However, I'm going to show it to you how that can be used. Yes.
Sir, you're muted, sir.
Yes, it is correct. FTK Imager Lite from Access Data is a company. So we will just open the ODT document right now. The test document right now can be opened, and you found copy this hash value. 1 minute. I'm copying this hash as a reference, okay, and I'm going to pasting it here for the reference purpose. And now again, I'm going to open that test document. Here, I'm just going to add one extra space. No, wait. No. After the name, I'm just adding one dot, for example. Name के बाद I have added just one dot. Have saved this. I'm closing it, and I'm again using the hash. I'm selecting the same file. The ending of this hash was 002. So, however, I'm going to retest the whole hash procedure for this. Now, the hash what we are getting it here is something which is completely different than 002 as ending. And just because I added one dot in the file, it doesn't mean that only one character in my entire hash value will change. It will change the entire hash value. That is the purpose of hash with our examination. So what I showed you is just a simple change, what just happened. But however, even a slightest change to any file for that matter, the entire hash value can be altered. So that is going to be the significance of the hash for our examination. Next, we'll check with any other parameters which can give us the file validity. Let us find the date of creation, that is the metadata of a particular file. Now, how to use metadata? Again, open source tool. On the internet, we can actually type media info tool in the internet, or you can just make a note. Okay, if in case you're working on the laptop tomorrow, so you can just download the file, the website, visit the website, media info tool, and download this particular tool. And what this tool does,
Phaneedhar sir, sorry to interrupt.
Yes, madam.
Sir, can you post that all the software names in the chat box so that it will
I'll
be
do it,
useful
madam.
for the part?
I'll share the
Thank you.
link. I'll share the link itself.
Yeah, thank you.
Can you use a different laptop by then? Yeah. Yes, ma'am. Yes, sir, dear participants, I apologize for the technical glitch. I think my system has some process default delay. So I'm just connecting from another device to just give you that understanding. Because for the purpose of demonstration, I have changed a lot of, I'm just logging in. One moment. UAXUPXTTAV. Yes. Yes. However,
Phaneedhar sir, unmute yourself, sir. Thank you.
The first link which I'm sharing here is the hash calculator tool, what we just saw on the screen right now. And now I'm going to share the link of the the metadata tool for media info, any kind of media. So this tool can be used. Yes, this is going to be one of the very convenient tool. I mean, probably it's based on our usage. I am recommending. So this is for the media info, and when we download this tool, okay, the interaction portal will be like this. Suppose I have any kind of file, so I need to verify the actual date of the creation, actual date of modification, and last access date and time. So participants, please understand, this will not happen for WhatsApp downloaded data. WhatsApp, okay, we always get a different hash value. The moment we send, we click a photograph on the mobile phone, and you send the image on the WhatsApp, that is a different hash value altogether. Okay, and for the same reason, the clarity of the photographs what you receive on the WhatsApp will also be not so good. Okay, you might be worried. I took the image using a 48 megapixel camera, but on WhatsApp I received that image and I'm not able to find the clarity here. It is because the WhatsApp will compress the file size, and because of the compression, I told even if small changes made on the particular file, the hash is going to be altered. So for the same reason, any media which is received through WhatsApp, okay, the hash value is going to be completely different. And if you ask me how do we mitigate this, very simple. On the WhatsApp, you also have a option on the option to use the document. Okay, if you have the option of document, if you observe this, you have to send that image as a document, not as an image. Any information you share as a document, that will have the actual credentials of the file. But when you send the image or video on the WhatsApp using image and video tab, the hash value and the clarity will going to be altered. Now on the screen, so we have this media info tool. Okay, we will just load a file to this. Can be any kind of file what you want to use it. It can be PDF, Word, image, whatever you want to have it. So when we use this tool and when we see this information, there are different formats what you receive here. See in the options what you can see on the screen. Okay, the XML format, it has also shown you the date of creation. The date of creation of this file is clearly mentioned, 2020-07-16. Matlab, it is in YYYY, MM and DD format. Okay, but you also understand that this is UTC timings. The time zone will also be very, very important while we look at it. Okay, what time zone is this? And these things are time stamped. Even if you change the system date and time, this date and time cannot be altered. Earlier, while we're using the earlier versions of the WhatsApp or the other applications, if I change my mobile date and time, the entire conversation used to show of a different date and time. But these days, what we get is all the time stamped. Nobody can change the timings and dates of this kind of files like this unless and until it is manually altered. Manually altered in sense, I use this information, put it to a Photoshop or a CorelDRAW, I project you saying that this is of this particular date. But when we extract this information directly from this kind of forensic tools, this is something which no human being can actually, or no human being or the tools which is so designed cannot alter this thing. This is the important date and time for the purpose of our examination, dear participants. Yesterday, I gave you an instance of IAS officer's laptop case because this last access date and time is very, very important, and this is what we are going to reporting. If in case I seize the device at an earlier date, and today I am sitting in for an examination, I should only get the date and time before the seizure time. If in case I get anything after that, the accused can take a defense saying that when the device was seized, this information was not there, or it was not the way it is shown to me right now, they would have trapped me, is what the people will usually take a defense for. So this is one thing which you can understand. Similar approach can be used for any kind of file for that matter. What I showed you is just the one simple document, but you can use the same tool for any kind of document on your system. And even if that file is a raw format, even then this will definitely work. Raw format, probably you don't have a software to open that. You cannot read what the content is, but to get the information about that particular file, this tool can always be used. Next. Now we will get on to the examination of the extraction of the data using forensic imaging tool. We'll come to this later. I said Ftk Imager tool, so please I'm referring to that. So Ftk Imager, you can go to Access Data website. So when you choose Ftk Lite Imager, that's a free tool available. But only thing is that you'll have to give your information, your name, your organization name, your email address, and the link will be sent to your email address. So that when you download the particular software, this is the tool what you're going to get. And this tool, it will be the primary tool to be used for any digital forensic investigation for the hard disk or the storage devices. For convenience purpose, dear participants, I'm going to use a pen drive, because if I load a hard disk, I will not be able to demonstrate the working aspects of this tool. So I'm going to use a simple pen drive. I'll also open the yeah, the link for your convenience. Correct. So let me open the pen drive content for you. So let us first understand what all the information are present in this particular pen drive. Okay, wait a minute. 1 moment. I'm going to use the pen drive. And what is also important, dear participants, is that when I'm using this pen drive, I'm also using a hard disk for the storing of the image. If you ask me why, I'm going to use this hard disk to store the image of this particular pen drive. If you ask me, I should not store the source and the image on the same disk. I should always use the external disk for the purpose of storing the image. And my device, my processing system, even if this gets corrupted, my image will not be affected later on, because as I told you yesterday, we should not touch the source disk once again. So once the imaging is done, we should always work on the image only. So this image करने के लिए whatever the external storage we use or the storage what we use, this should always be the bigger size than that of the source disk. If in case you have a 1 TB hard disk, it's always recommended to use the backup for a 1.5 TB hard disk. If in case a 16 GB pen drive, so I should at least have a 1 GB 16 GB pen drive. I should at least have a 256 GB ka the storage output. So that is how the imaging can be proceeded. Now, if you look at the contents of the pen drive, there are a lot of information in this. So first what we will do is that I'll for this I'm going to delete one particular file. Okay, video free tool. I'm going to delete this particular file from this pen drive, and now I'm going to do the imaging, and the imaging will be so done. So using the image file, I can extract this deleted information also. So here I'm using the pen drive. So because when I say pen drive, I'm not exactly using this on my computer right now. Please do not confuse. I'm just showing this for the understanding purpose. But however, I'm using another pen drive which has a data over there. So there's two understandings. One is the physical drive and the one is the logical drive. Physical drive is a complete drive, but logical drive is the partitions what you actually have on your physical drive. Say for example, on 1 TB hard disk, you will have C drive, D drive, E, F, G, whatever you want to create. So if in case you want to have only one partition image, then you have to choose the logical drive. If in case you want to image the complete drive, that is a physical drive. Okay, because for us, we only know it's 1 TB, but for computer, it knows when we do the partition, C drive will only have 256 GB, D drive will have 500 GB. The computer will know about it. That is logic. Okay? And we can also do the image of the existing folders, and we can also use the existing image file for further examination. This is such portal what you're trying to see. Now let us proceed to do the physical drives imaging, which the pen drive which I have loaded on the computer, and I want to choose which drive I want to examine. This laptop might have different hard disks. That's why it is giving me different options. So that's why the third option is the USB. Yes, I'm going to choose the USB. Finish, and it is going to ask me where should be the destination of the image file. I'm going to add the external hard disk which is connected to the laptop. Add E01 format. That is a standard imaging file which I showed you yesterday. Next. So I'm going to create the information, basic information about this particular device. This is optional. Matlab, based on your purpose of this examination, you can always do this. Next. Image destination folder. Choose the external hard disk which is being attached to this. Backup plus. 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes. Rest all is preset, so you don't have to really worry about other things. Just go for finish. Start the process. And one moment. At this time, you should also look at this. There's one important option: verify images after they are created. This particular option, what it does, once the image is created, the computer itself will validate the image file. Matlab, whatever was the hash value of the data on the source disk and whatever it has created as a image file on the destination disk. So it will automatically compare the hash of the source and the destination. Otherwise, I had to do a imaging once. I mean, I had to do a hash value of this entire data once again. So this computer is making my job very easy if I tick that particular option. Start. Yes, while participants, while this is happening, I would like to minimize this process and focus our attention on a parallel discussion on the multimedia forensics. While this is going to take some time, so we'll come back to this very soon. So meanwhile, I'm going to choose another topic of discussion, which is the photo forensics. On the internet today, or on a lot of procedure, we have the images which are going to be questioned on. That's okay. Let it. We'll focus our attention on the photo forensics and how do you validate the legitimacy or the credential of an image which is given to you. When I say image, that is a photo image. So in the technical terms, when I say image, that is a computer image. But I am now using the layman's term, the photograph. So let us see how the open source tools can help us in terms of examination of a photograph. So I'm using another open source tool. When I say open source tool, it's a portal itself. A website is exclusively meant for this. I'll first share the link. Okay, photoforensics.com. I'm sharing this link on the chat box. Photo forensics for image of photo, PHOTO photo. Forensics. Correct. So if in case our image is clicked, so on what date it is clicked, okay, using what device it is clicked, that is a separate question, and that information can be obtained from the metadata. Okay, but here, if in case I use, I mean, today we get all this photograph, right? I take a photograph using my phone itself. I can enhance the brightness, contrast, my tone color, everything. I can edit it. But when I do that, so what is the value I'm going to get? So what is the credibility I'm going to get? When you browse the Instagram or photo, I mean Facebook today, you get to see all these advertisements. Matlab, I have a photograph. There's one more person on the right side, one more person on the left side. Using this forensic tool, I mean using this editing tool, I can take off that person from my photograph. If I do that, what will be the value of my photograph? So if this is the question, let us use this portal on how to understand the legitimacy of the photograph. I'm loading one particular file. Okay, I'll use, I'm going to show you how the edited image will look like. I have chosen one particular image, upload the file. This is the genuine photograph which has been clicked by a camera, and directly that image is loaded onto the portal right now. So there has been no editing done on this particular image. So when we get this information, I'll also show you how the edited information will look like. We have purposefully edited. Matlab, on the photograph, we have taken a snip. Okay, it can be a screenshot. Okay, I've taken the same screenshot, and let us see how is that going to give me any kind of value. So when this portal is trying to get me that information, let us just be a patience for 1 minute. Meantime, yes, we got the information. This is the image which was loaded, and there are different filters. On the left hand side, if you look at, there are different parameters on how you can look at the whole photograph. If in case there has been a Photoshop, if I added those certificates, if I added this emblem symbol, if I add the national flag symbol, so all these things will definitely be shown if in case there has been some kind of addition. And also this is going to give me that kind of confidence that JPEG last saved at 90% quality. This 90% is only given for the original images. Even if I have taken a screenshot of this, let me now load another image. I'm going to load a similar image. To look at both the images, you hardly find any difference. One moment, I'll show you both the images at one shot. Yes. What I will do right now, I'll just take a snip. I'll just take a snip of this particular image. We'll just take this off. We don't want this. One moment. We'll just take this off. So this, what I'll do, let us try to take a hash value of this image first. Okay. So parallelly, we are going to do that activity. So what I will do is that you do that over there. So I'm going to use a snipping tool. Okay, we have to wait. In the Windows, we have got snip tool where I can use this to select this only. Okay, I have used this. I'm going to save this. I'm going to say this in the pictures. Capture.png will be in the pictures. Okay. So to look at participants, both of the images may look, very similar because the same content has been there. Even if I take the complete screenshot, okay, even to look at both of it will have the same content. When I use Photo 416 to choose this file, I'm going to use the pictures, the capture.png. I have loaded a captured image, so I'm going to upload the file. While let us see what is the value this portal is going to give it to me. So this is one additional advantage for the Photo 416. Let us assume even if this portal gives me the same 90% confidence on the image, I had to verify this same information with the hash value. So for both the images, hash value is not going to be same. So the open source tools has a limitation. Every such portal will only give us a limited approach. For this, if in case I use a dedicated photo forensic software that contains all this information by default, that is the advantage what we get using a licensed version for certain examination, and open source can do the job, but you have to choose different portals for different activities. So this might not be so well accepted by the scientific community because as per the photo forensics, if I get the information right now, so I'll let us still wait for this. Meanwhile, because the file processing it's taking some time, so meanwhile we'll see what happened to our imaging. Oh, it is taking a lot of time here. What we can do is that we'll load some image file which is already there.
Phaneedhar sir,
Madam.
Sorry to interrupt you. Like the screen is freezed, I think. We couldn't see, we are able to see only the photo forensics. Actually, you are showing that the process, or is there any other screen is shared?
Hang over.
Madam, I think my system again froze. Okay, but however, I'm trying to connect. Please give me 1 minute time.
Okay, sir. Okay.
Probably. See, usually what happens is that for the actual forensic tools what we use, the internet connectivity we usually avoid it. Okay, because of the security options, we don't usually connect the actual working station to the network interface. So for the purpose of demonstration, I'm using an alternate system. So probably that is actually giving me some kind of technical glitches. Just please give me 1 minute extra time. Madam, please allow the login. SO digital. I'm trying to log in.
Yes,
Please
yes,
allow
sir.
the login, please.
Yes, sir. Yes.
UX. Now, let us see how the photo forensics works. Addition to photo forensics tool, what I showed you right now, there's one more portal called Forensically. You can also use this. I'm going to to answer the question of Mr. Srinivas Rao, I am a bit confused. What are we actually learning? When do we use these applications and why? Sir, the applications what we are going to be using here is for the purpose of examination of the data, what we have extracted. The data which is extracted, which is going to be extracted using the forensic tools, will be the image file. Once the image file is extracted, you will find different nature of documents what you have extracted, which might be a Word document, which might be a photo, video, whatever in your respective disk. So if in case it is a Word document, so the examination protocols for a Word document is going to be different. If in case you have a photograph as a evidence in the particular hard disk what you have extracted, so that photograph should be further examined about its legitimacy and its credibility. Because I might myself have a edited photograph in my phone. When you extract the data from my mobile phone, definitely that photo will be extracted on your computer. And for me to use that as evidence tomorrow before the court, is this photograph edited or not? That becomes a question. So for that, we are using one more open source tool, that is the photo forensics or the forensically. That is the tool what we are discussing here. However, in meantime, I'm also going to show you the mobile forensics. So the tools what we use for extraction of the data from the mobile device. I'm also in the beginning I discussed examination of the data is one aspect, extraction of the data is another aspect. Okay, so this I'm going to show it to you on the screen. So participants, you can also make it. Forensically. Find this term in your browser, participants. You get this link. Okay, you get the photo editing or photo examination link. I'm also going to show you that link. Okay, if you search forensically, you get that. Yes, correct. So this is that link for forensically. This is a similar portal for examination of photographs with different filters is what you get. And And very importantly, you might not find a editing of one particular element in the entire photograph until and unless you examine it with all the available filters. Okay, there might be different filters available. So you have to examine a photograph applying all the filters. So when all the filters give you a legitimacy, that is a understanding. So on this screen right now, I already have loaded a particular photograph. This is the default photograph what this portal is going to give it to me. So here, okay, if I ask for the clone detection, okay, I'll choose the clone detection as a filter. You use the same thing. No? Yes, first option is the clone detection. When I use the clone detection, so when you ask me what is clone, say for example there is a kind of a satellite kind of a thing in the middle. So if I just use that to another part of my photograph, that is called cloning. Matlab, whatever is there in one place, if I choose that to be there in another place of my photograph, that is going to give me a idea as cloning. If in case in the entire photograph, if there is any kind of cloning, this tool will help me in examination of that. Okay, let's only use one portal. Yes, so this is a clone tool, what you're able to see on the screen. Just like this, if you choose that different filters, you can increase the information, decrease the information. So this entire portal is meant for the forensic examination of the images. So if in case any person has done any kind of photo editing here, definitely this portal using different filters, you will be able to understand this. Going back to our previous portal, I told you I am trying to load a screenshot or a snip. So this particular thing is going to give me, this is a processed image. So it is going to give me a 15% quality of the JPEG. In the previously photograph which we had loaded, that was 90%. This is 15%. So anything which is 90 is going to be the authentic. Anything which is lesser than that need to be specifically verified on how that reduced its value. Karke, we had to look that particular aspect. Now let us yes. On the screen, what you can see right now is that image which is processed and which is showing me 15% quality. Okay, this is a non-reliable photograph. If I load that in the forensically portal also, this might give me a complete different value, and I leave this discussion for an experimental procedure. You should actually work on these portals to better understand about how these tools can be useful for your demonstration of your photograph evidence. Next, we'll quickly move our attention towards the image file. What was happening in the past? Remember, we had loaded an image file. Meanwhile, I would like to show you participants, any clarifications on whatever we have so far discussed, so I can move my I can actually focus on the further demonstration. As one of the participants mentioned, Sanju Sukumaran, patience is necessary for data extraction. It is absolutely correct, because this process is not directly in our hand. Okay, we to a certain extent are doing a technician's work, because we have loaded the application, we have pressed next until the computer gives me that value. I cannot do anything. I cannot drag the process. So we have to be definitely patient about the whole process understanding. Yeah. Now let me focus the attention on the mobile data extraction. Participants, please explain what is hash value. I would share a link on this Jaimitra Raul, because hash value is the file integrity value of the as per the computer system. Hash is the algorithm. Okay, if you don't understand in layman's understanding, it is the value what you get, a unique value what you get for a particular file which contains a particular data. You change the value of the data, the hash value is going to be changed. Okay, so just like we have Aadhaar card, which is a permanent identification number for us being human being. So the data, what is there in a particular file or a particular folder, you take the hash value of this. Computer calculates using some algorithms that gives you a value. This value is going to be the kind of signature for the data what you have in the folder. Okay. However, you can find more information in the different portals on this. Now, on the computer, on the mobile device, we have different challenges. Earlier, we used to be having China-made mobile phones. Okay, there was some discussions on the different platforms of the mobile phones. But for each platform of the mobile phone today, we are supposed to be using different tools. The tool what will be working for a Android platform cannot be the same tool to be used for iOS. Okay, yesterday we discussed it as a challenge. Now, I have a mobile device with me, and it is a evidence phone, okay, of some particular case number or with some police case mentioned on this. And this actually goes as per the documentation. The moment we receive the mobile phone from a particular agency, we should first mark this device to whom it belongs to which case it belongs to. Otherwise, I might have 100 phones in my examination procedure. This actually goes into the documentation procedure of your examination. First is the indexing and documentation to mark those evidences, how you can identify that tomorrow. So this is the physical marking, and I'm going to use a tool called Magnet. So I'm going to show you the screen or how this Magnet Axiom platform can be used for the mobile data extraction. And in the mobile data extraction, it is like a lottery. When I say lottery, if in case your mobile phone, you know the password to open this screen, you have a different chance of getting the data. If in case your mobile phone is logged and you don't know the password of it, you still will be able to extract the data, but to what extent becomes a question. This can only be answered after the data is extracted. Okay, so if you blindly ask me if all the mobile phones which are logged, we cannot examine it, nobody can answer this question. We can only say subjected to the examination. You bring the phone, let us connect this to the workstation, let us start the process, let us see what this software can extract the data from this hardware. Okay, so now the mobile data extraction is started with the Magnet Axiom, and this portal, this software can also be used for examination of your laptop data also. This is the advantage of this particular software. These days, there are many applications which we are seeing in the market, which can actually help us in extracting a smartphone as well as the computer data also. Otherwise, there are few softwares which are exclusive for one particular activity only. Okay, if you look at Oxygen 406, Oxygen 406 is exclusive for mobile data extraction only, and Mobile Edit 406 is another tool that is also exclusive for extraction of mobile phone data only. But however, the Magnet as a tool is going to give me some kind of advantage. That's why I'm showing it to you on the Magnet platform right now. So here, as any forensic tool, the standard procedure of a forensic tool is to inform or type in all this information, because when the report is prepared finally, all this information will be reflecting in our final report. This, we cannot manually edit any information there. So we have to fill in all the information here only. But in open source tools, probably this much of information will not be there. That is why it is very important to use the licensed version softwares for the purpose of the court requirements. Next, I'm going to choose what the option of the case is. I'm going to choose some option here. It might be any kind of investigation. I just have to give a case number as per your internal record or as per the investigation case or whatever the record it is going to be. So I'm going to use one particular case number, and every other information is already loaded in that. So folder name is mentioned, how it is going to be stored, where it is going to be stored, everything is mentioned. So now I press the option next, go to evidence sources. This case is about the mobile phone. I choose mobile phone, and it's an Android phone. I'm going to choose Android phone. and I'm going to go for the next option. And here I'm having two options. Either I should already have an image file, or I'm going to acquire the evidence right now. So ultimately, this tool also is creating a phone image first. Okay, after the phone image is taken, automatically it starts examining the data from the image file. Otherwise, if I already have an image file taken from any other software, I can directly load that to this portal. Now I'm going to acquire this evidence because I don't have any portal which has been used for taking the image file of this. Now, here, if in case I know the password of this phone, I'm going to choose ADB unlocked. And if I don't have the password of this, I'm going to choose advanced or lock bypass. Here, I might have a variable information. If in case it is open, the password is open, I should actually get better data. Or if it is logged, which I don't know the password, sometimes it can bypass the data, still get all the information. Sometimes you might be getting very limited information on this. So while this phone might take its own time to start giving me the data, I'll right now show you how the extracted data will look like. Okay, once I do all these things, I'll only have to sit and wait until the entire data has been extracted by this software. Okay, for this understanding purpose, I'm going to not wait for this, but I'm going to show you on the screen the already extracted data. How do we see the extracted data? So it's something which I can show it to you on the screen right now. Meanwhile, I have a question. How do we get hash value of every file for testing purpose? Madam, the advantage of using forensic tools is this. When the entire hard disk is extracted, when the entire mobile phone is done by extraction, every file, every photo, every video, everything in your particular phone, that will automatically come with a hash value. So for the one individual photograph, I don't have to choose that photo, open a hash calculator tool, load this to the hash calculator, then obtain a hash value. It is not required because this tool is exclusively for the purpose of mobile forensic examination. That is when I said the exclusive license tools comes with all these advantages. So when I load a Excel sheet after the data is being extracted, that will show me the complete hash value. It is going to show me the complete
hash value along with the image file name, date of creation, date of modification, every information, the file information, the metadata information,
Sir?
hash value information,
Phaneedhar, sir?
the path, everything comes to me as one source by default. That is the advantage what I get by using a forensic tool for my examination. Otherwise, open source tools, as I mentioned, different tools has to be used for different purposes. Madam, did I answer your question?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Meanwhile, I'm going to load to my computer a quick understanding about the already examined data. Meanwhile, participants, if you have any questions, you please put it on the chat box. I keep taking the questions as well as the parallel process simultaneously.
So your screen is not shared.
Did you hardware? All right. But what is also important for the purpose of mobile forensic examination, dear participants, you have to also use option on your mobile, something called as USB debugging and routing. These two are very important for the mobile phone extraction. If you can go to mobile phone settings, okay, depending upon the make and model of the phone, you have to go to about the phone. Okay, there are few portals which you can understand how the mobile USB debugging option can be seen. Depending upon your make and model of your phone, we can see how the developer option can be activated. Okay, somewhere in the phone you have to go, you can see that information, or you have to go somewhere and press the screen for 7 times, so it is going to give you the option for USB debugging. USB debugging is a option for the extraction of the mobile device. There is a developer option. So when we have the developer option open, the information what can be gathered from this device will be much more larger than what you can otherwise only get from the locked device. So we are going to compromise the device level security. That is when we will be able to get some information. Now I'm going to load on my screen the data which is already extracted from the mobile forensic application, the report. And when we look at the report, when we look at the report, participants, you have all the information extracted from the mobile device in different PDF folders. We don't have to really segregate any of this information. You have all the Wi-Fi related data in one folder, all the photographs in one folder. Like that, this is going to give me a very convenient approach for reporting purpose. So now, yes, the extract will be looking like, the folder will look like this once I get the information. So let's go to the PDFs, what we have extracted. Okay, if you look at the screen, participants, you have understanding. All this data, all this entire data has been extracted from the mobile device. And you can actually go with different options, whatever you want it. You can actually go with the cookies. You can also go with the browser history. Okay, you can go with all the call information. Okay, the information what we feed in the beginning, all this things will come into your report. Wait. I think you're able to see my screen here, participants. Here. Yes. Okay, I think you're able to see the PDF here, participants. Yes. Now, if you look at the information what we have extracted, the phone information, which phone is this, which make model it is, hardware information, okay, IMEI numbers of this particular device, everything is already there in this particular PDF. Okay, and addition to this, when was the extraction started? When did it end? This will be important for the court procedure. When was the case handed over to you? When did you start the examination? Okay, all these things will have a time significance. Now, if you also go through the next content, you have all this information. It is rooted or not, SIM card was there in this phone or not, everything will be reported automatically by the software. A convenience is what I'm trying to refer to. So all these things are the call history of the person. Okay, on to which number, from which number, is it incoming, outgoing, how long did the person speak? Okay, all this information is there in the entire PDF. So here I'm going to close this file. I'm going to open another folder. Yeah, I'll give you a couple of minutes time, dear participants. You can just go through what are all the options what we are able to get from this kind of extraction. So you have a plenty of options, including the passwords. If you look at the option here in the option number 19, you have this passwords. If in case this person has loaded, okay, any kind of application with a pre-filled software. See, if in case you are using a WhatsApp or Facebook on your mobile phone, you should first log in your Facebook. Okay, see, it's only when you log on to your Facebook, the device will store your password. That is why the moment you click Facebook icon, you can get to access the Facebook. That means the device is storing your password there. So all this
kind of passwords, your email password, application passwords, okay, everything is stored in this particular folder. And you can also see Wi-Fi. You can see the file exclusively for the Wi-Fi. Okay, Wi-Fi networks 25, point number 25. Okay, where and all this person has visited. So it is not the GPS data I'm talking about. It is a Wi-Fi data, which means where and all he has connected the Wi-Fi. For you to get the Wi-Fi connected, that means you should have some time spent over there, isn't it? So these things becomes very relevant factor for the investigation aspect. And this is where we should also understand the privacy concerns. Once we have the data in hand, once we extract the data from a particular device, you get all the information. But what is relevant to a particular investigation, we'll have to choose and give it to the investigation officer, because there's something called as right to privacy. We cannot report everything in a particular case. He will have one particular issue when the case has been booked. So just because one case has been booked, I cannot completely report the entire file. We should be only answering what is being asked in the memo of instructions or the covering letter given by the investigation officer. So this is where we, the professionals, the digital forensic examiners, should be very cautious in reporting what the case requires, also by securing the complete data and how long are we going to preserve this, in what manner are we going to preserve this. So all these things becomes a subsequent question. Depending upon the case to case, we'll have to keep answering this. So this is the portal for the mobile forensics. So we have not much to do with the mobile forensics tools, participants, because you have the software, you have the mobile phone, connect it, wait for it, you get all the information. So now, but there are few possibilities where the data has been deleted. Okay, and say for example, there is a WhatsApp chat which has been deleted. How do we extract the WhatsApp chat? Again, a separate tool can be used. And how does this extracted data can be seen on the screen? Okay, see, WhatsApp may be one such an example of a application, but such kind of extraction can be done for Instagram or Facebook chat messenger. There are different tools for every such thing. And that's why I said the digital footprints cannot be erased. That should be there somewhere or the other. So Axiom file actually looks after extraction. So once the extraction is done, the file, the application what I'm referring to, Axiom, can also help us in understanding the recovered data. Can we see the recovered data here? I'm showing you the WhatsApp recovered data, participants. See, just using one software, I might not be able to expect everything. That is a challenge in the digital forensics. So for different activities, I had to use different applications. So that is when just the extraction did not give me WhatsApp deleted data. I had to use another process to recover WhatsApp deleted data. So here on the screen, you're able to see the deleted WhatsApp data extraction. So there are two possibilities here again. Possibility number one, the software can show you that so-and-so data has been deleted. It will only give you the information. The file named XYZ was deleted on such and such date. But in few portals, you'll also be able to recover what was the file which was deleted. Having the information that the file was deleted is different from recovery of the deleted information. So these two might be two different processes. Depending upon the software what you use, this might be a subjective question. So what you can see right now is the WhatsApp deleted data. Can we see that? Yes. Participants, I hope you are able to see that.
Yes, sir.
Yes. So since the data might contain some private information of some case, so I would prefer not to go too deep into it. So this is how. Open PDF. Yes. This is how you get to see the information. Okay. So how many number of messages for this particular number is there? So first message sent and last message sent. What was the duration of the conversation? So what is the time zone? So everything is going to be reported in the appropriate portals. This can also include the multimedia information, whatever the photographs, whatever the videos, audio files, everything can be extracted using different tools. Now, let's go to video editing. Authentication of the video files. And for all the digital files, the first process is the hash examination. Second is the metadata examination. For the mobile phones, we don't have to do this separately because once we load it, the application does everything. But if you use a dedicated software for the data extraction, even that does everything. But if you are using open source tools, so that is the initial process is the hash calculation, the imaging. Hash calculation does it parallelly. Yes. So parallelly, when you look at the metadata is also going to be very, very important. So I'm just going to show you one of the case of a video authentication report and audio authentication report. So using different tools, participants, you can examine the authenticity of the video the way I showed you the image. Similarly, there are portals to examine the video, but when you are acting as an examiner, you should also know what are you trying to examine. If you don't know what you're trying to examine, whatever the information is presently in front of you will make no sense for you. Okay, so now there was a video. Okay, we need to prove the authenticity if the video is the video has been captured in single shot or multiple videos has been joined and made as single video. That is the question in this case. So before we start our examination, I just discussed what is important in this digital file examination is the metadata. Okay, this is the hash. You could see MD5 is a old aged algorithm, and today we are using SHA1. We are reporting both. Okay, so metadata of the video is including the size, okay, the path where we are trying to examine it. Everything is mentioned in that. Okay, the size, data frame rate for image, okay, and for the video, the frame rate is very, very important. From which device have you tried to capture it? Everything can be reported in the metadata information. This also shows what is the pixel, height, width, everything. This is the general information of the particular video. Next, whatever the audio is there in the video, what is the information about it? Separate information has been mentioned. So I was discussing yesterday about the multimedia examination. This is something which is very important for the audio, video, and images. Now, going next, we could see the frame by frame analysis. If in case there has been I keep recording this video and I pause this video for the time being, and after some time I want to resume this video, there can be a situation like this. So even if you do this, this examination cannot pass such video because you could see histogram on the left side of the screen, the red color mark histogram. So that is the smoothness of the video which is captured. So if there is any attempt for pausing a video, then trying to shoot it, and if there is any attempt to join two videos, this histogram will not give me this effect. There will be a black line in between. There will be sudden change in the environment. There will be sudden change in the settings. For that reason, the histogram will give me a complete different graph. You could not see this smooth graph as you can see in this. So going forward, after all this necessary examination, so the header information, file signature, file header. So this is also going to be important. Depending upon the nature of file, you can get the header information. Okay, so after all these things, what is important here? Whether if the file was trimmed, it has been edited, or it is not. This is going to be the understanding about the video file. Yesterday, I think a participant by name Lata Subramaniam madam had actually asked the digital signature question. What you can see on the screen is a digitally signed signature, digitally signed report. And how does the digital signature look? Okay, I'm going to show you. It looks like a pen drive. Okay, give me the pen. And after I use the pen drive, this is how you can see that I can sign the report. The digital signature is this. Okay, you can see this is like a pen drive, and this is actually a security token. This is issued by the eMudra. That is a central government project, eMudra, They are the ones who can assign this kind of digital signatures for the people. And on the screen we can also find signature panel. How do you authenticate the signature? Yesterday there was a question. There is signature panel here. So I'm going to click the signature panel. So I can see signed and all signatures valid. My computer, which is now connected to the internet, this file, when I check this, it will suddenly coordinate with the central government server, which has given this signature. They will try to pull that information if this signature is valid or not. That is why it is showing it's validate all. It's green color. It is the validated digital signature, which if I send this report to you, you can also validate the signature from your side, because you could see the same option, validate signature. You can still find and verify if this document is really signed by the genuine digital signature or not. Participants, at this point in time, I would like to pause my presentation and I am opening a session for the discussion. So question answers, I'm going to take the quick question answers right now. So is there any difference between green and red histogram? Actually, no, it is a user option. Some applications will give you the graph in red, green, or even in a black and white also it can be given. So it is the significance of the graph and smoothness of the graph. Okay, but however, there can be heat waves or there can be different parameters which can be set for different graphs. So it depends on the software to software. Which tool has been used to extract this phone information? Sir, what information was shown to you on screen has got two softwares which was used. One is mobile forensics, mobile edit. Mobile edit forensics is one tool, and another was magnet axiom, because both are licensed softwares. Okay, because in the extraction of the digital data, there's always a challenge. We usually prefer to examine the given evidence at least with two or more applications, because there is possibility that this software can give me this extent and another software can give me a better extent. So there is always this option available. That's why we in our laboratory we choose to do this at least by two different sources. Otherwise, there are people who do it in only one single tool, and whatever they get is what they submit. They also practice like this.
Yes, any queries? Any queries from participant side? You can post it in chat box, or else you unmute your mic and ask.
Participants, while I don't see any questions, but what I want to also mention is that the tools what has been shown to you today was just a typical basic level of understanding about the digital tools. But using this tool, when you get the information, how do you process that information? How do you actually use the data using the keyword search? Okay, so all these things are very much available on different portals. Okay, I recommend the Autopsy as a software. You can actually get this learning on the YouTube itself. So while you get this information, this is what we discussed so far. In WhatsApp, can we compress data so we can recover the compressed file? Yes, it is possible. I mean, whatever the data which is compressed, okay, it can actually be examined if it is compressed data or not. That is one possibility. Compressed data, can we examine? No, we cannot get back the actual file because you have been given a compressed data. No, what is given to you is a source. Whatever they have is what they have given it to you. With the given data, you can say if it is a originally captured image or not. But using this compressed file, you will not be able to get the actual file reverse order. No. Are these tools freeware and can be used by public? Yes. Many tools what I discussed in this discussion, which is also posted in the chat box, the links, those are all the freewares. But the mobile forensic tools what I used, these two are licensed tools. If in case you use open source, you may not be able to get that much of information what we showed to you on the screen. There might be a limitation of the open source tools. Doing such practice of extraction data is ethical? Yes, when you discuss about ethics, that's a very sensitive question, madam, because for a forensic examiner, we have got three kind of ethics. One is the professional ethics, one is moral ethics, one is the social ethics. So we definitely cannot follow all the three ethics at the same time in a given case. We can only follow one ethic. Because, say for example, as far as the professional ethic is concerned, okay, you actually got all the information in this, which is a in one particular case, I would like to share my information. We were actually given a mobile phone for a cheating case. Some guy happened to cheat a lady that he wanted to marry her, and because he did not marry her, so the WhatsApp conversations between the people were questioned. They wanted that to prove there was a cheating case. But when we extracted the data, we got around 3,500 video files, pornographic video files. Okay, and that is nowhere related to the cheating case in this. But if I had to play my role only with the professional ethics, okay, police has asked me to report on the cheating case, WhatsApp conversation, chalo, utna hi ho gaya. But if I want to play my role as a moral ethics or social ethics, okay, what has been asked to me is something which I should be reporting. What is not asked to me, why should I be reporting? That is out of moral ethics or social ethics. But when I do that, my professional ethics is compromised. It is very rare that, I don't think there is any given situation where you can actually maintain all the three ethics at the same time. So this is something which the forensic people or forensic experts will have to choose when they actually report in a given case: professional ethics, moral ethics, or the social ethics. So that's why I said the privacy is to be checked. Will my report actually compromises the privacy of an individual or not? Or if such privacy is compromised, does it going to help any kind of public cause or not? That is to be balanced when we do the reporting.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir. On behalf of the organizing team CIT, we are very grateful for this opportunity, sir. Once again, thank you so much for this learning experience. Thank you so much, sir.
It's a lively session, and I hope all have utilized that well. I thank you for giving this wonderful.
Sir, thank you very much for being patient in spite of having some technical glitches, which was unexpected. But however, I'm thankful for the organizers, and for any kind of clarifications, you can always get back to us for any further clarifications, and we'll be happy to help you learn further on this. Thank you very much for all the people here.
Welcome, sir. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Yes, thank you, sir. Dear participants, thank you so much for your patience and cooperation and unwavering attention throughout the day. I hope this would continue in successful completion of FTP instructions. Kindly fill the session 5 feedback form that is available in Google Classroom, and also the materials also uploaded in Google Classroom. Thank you. Meet you all in tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.